Right. Let's get back to the fights. So we do have a great invasion. Now that the Andalusians, the Dutch, and Portugal can start fighting over here, I really want to see a Portuguese invasion of Sweden. I think that would be a very smart move. Because Portugal's land forces aren't that great. I'm just going to double check to see what ideas they've taken. They have no... Oh no, they have quality ideas. I mean, quality are decent, but I would argue in Portugal's side, that's going to be mostly naval. They do have 40 heavies moving into the Baltic. So if they're going to try and disrupt trade in the Baltic, I think that's a fantastic plan. They do have some troops back here. I just want to see them landing in Commonwealth. Wow, Denmark's having serious problems with rebels. What the hell? I feel like there's another player war going on. Congo. Oh! Mali and the Congo have declared war on the Netherlands, Denmark, Prussia. So basically, the Africans are doing exactly what the Africans did last time, jumping in on a European war while the European war is raging. Because the Europeans are going to be so focused on what's going on in Europe that they're just not going to care about the colonial stuff. So Africa might well be able to force a couple more concessions. Actually, if we take a quick look down here, like, what are they trying to get from this? Are they fighting against Portugal? Portugal's not in this war, so this is Mali against the Netherlands. Mali and conquest of Fort Lidamsheid. Where is that? Down here. Interesting. Yep, they do actually share a coastal region. So I think that they're just trying to find any excuse to just pick on the Europeans right now. And they are doing... Oh, another big fight, another big fight. 200,000 against 150,000. Let's just click on the Commonwealth real quick so I can see all of the juicy details. The Prussians now coming in with the extra morale. I don't think they've won a single engagement just yet, but they're coming in with 120,000 infantry against 77,000. The Commonwealth front line is looking shaky, and if they can break that and force the Commonwealth artillery into the front row, they can do some very serious damage. The Commonwealth is losing out on the morale here. Commonwealth, sorry, the Prussian alliance, I would say, is actually winning. What is the quality of their general? And there we go. The first Commonwealth defeat. They have been forced back. Is this the beginning of the end? Probably not. It's literally one battle. But still. So we have the Italians and the Arabians moving in, sieging down stuff in the back, while these guys push forwards and attack. We have the Prussians, we have the Dutch, we have the Andalusians. I think if I was the Allies, I would be telling Italy to get in the fights. I'd be telling Arabia to get into the fights, because they are just bodies. And actually Arabia and Italy have surprisingly good armies, and then use the Dutch to siege. The Dutch have your best siege ability. The Dutch should be the besiegers. Tell the Dutch to build a bunch of cannon and just siege stuff, while everyone else deals with the Commonwealth armies themselves. And these guys are still fighting. I'm kind of wondering if the Europeans are going to try and make that war last long enough. Oh, we have a peace. Or we have a pause. Which might be a peace, I don't know. Although the Commonwealth's still sitting on 100,000 manpower. So I don't think I would consider them ready to go yet. But Bohemia is getting rather flattened. Hungary is getting rather flattened. Muscovy is actually recovered. I guess because the Commonwealth said, right, we need all of our troops on the Western Front. And then the Eastern Front's just resurrected itself. Arabia certainly has the bodies with all of those losses to attrition, yeah. I've got to say, I've not been impressed by the Arabian player so far with the way that they're moving the armies. I mean, the way
now, that's rude.
Well, it's true. He's lost 110,000 to attrition.
Yeah, I do think it's gone so far.
It's certainly interesting, that's for sure.
It is. It's very back and forth. I like it.
I just saw your massive victory there. You've really pushed them back a bit.
Yeah, that's finally happened. I've been pumping points into my militarism, so I got extra discipline.
Yeah, chat was wondering if you were going to do that, and I see that you have.
I was. I had a nice surplus of mil points at the start, but then it came time where we could actually take Miltech 21, and Elsa and I did took it after me. So I know I did the right thing by taking it first.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that did leave me with a few mil points to start off, so it's been a bit of a build-up.
Fair enough. So how do you think the war has gone?
Well, I'm glad we were able to piece France out at the start.
That was a
big part. That allowed us to bring our Western alliances over here to then work on Helsin. I think it'll have the desired effect. I think people won't view Helsin as just this unstoppable monster in the future, which is really all I wanted from this.
Well, it has taken like a coalition of pretty much all of the other players to do it.
Because the other players who could have done it on their own were too afraid to do it without our help. That's why.
Yeah, I'm not convinced that they could have done it on their own. I think that Helsin really was in the position where it would take a worldwide coalition to take them down. I mean, you've done it now.
I mean, maybe, but the thing is, it shouldn't have even got to that point because his rivals earlier on should have been much more of an obstacle. They just weren't.
True. That's true.
That I think is part of the problem there too.
Mm-hmm. Like when Muscovy was being beaten up, people should have been trying to support Muscovy, even if it was just like sending subsidies to let them recruit mercenaries. Like, make it hard, at least.
I should probably go back there now, because
go.
We're going to focus. All right, sorry.
Yep. Just scrolling around, seeing if there's going to be another engagement. It does look like the Commonwealth is pushing hard in the north. The blockade has started, and they are not fully blockading, of course. And I'll take a look at that properly in a minute. I want to see if the Commonwealth forces are able to catch these guys out or not. The Dutch are force marching away, which is probably wise. Portugal looks like they're going to get caught. Oh, the Dutch are going to get caught. Oh, so they force march one army away, and then this army is going who knows where. What is Memel? I mean, this could be a defensive battle there. There is going to be a river crossing, and it is into the forest. This could be good for them. This is going to be a -2, depending on the Commonwealth's maneuverability. Oh, we have another player coming in. That's Ireland.
Well, another hot join.
Yeah, there's been a couple of them today, haven't there?
Just a few.
So how do you think the war's going so far?
Considering I'm outnumbered like 8-1, I'm fucking crushing.
Yeah, you are. Like, it was unfortunate that France fell, but France really just wasn't built up enough yet to...
Well, I told France to get out. I told him, I was like, dude, offer them the one core, and if they'll let you do it, there'll be another war. And it's like, because his fort placement was terrible. He got like literally like what 20 minutes to try to fix the AI's fix problems.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So yeah, I told him
that took espionage. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so I told him, it's like, get out now while you can, and we'll build up. I told them to put together a peace deal, but they haven't sent me anything, so they're just trying to wreck me now.
I mean, that's kind of understandable. Do as much damage to you as possible so that you're less of a threat in the future.
Well, but if they offered me 100%, I'd do the 100%.
Tell them.
I told them, put it down to the key, so they're like, unconditional surrender. I'm like, fuck you, I'll crush you.
Well, if you do
I've already...
Sorry, go on.
I mean, I've already picked up... I mean, I'm just going to keep trying to pick off one army at a time, because I've already stacked like Andalusia once right there. That's why I lost that fight, because I literally sacrificed the other fight so I could stack wipe an army.
Right. Yeah,
so,
fair enough. Sorry.
So hopefully I can catch the Prussians Dutch here, so...
I'm hearing myself through your speakers. No, it's only when you're talking. Yeah, it's right now.
Huh.
It's right now.
Just to make sure that your microphone's not too close to your speakers, because it is coming through.
Sorry about that.
It's alright. I was going to ask you something, I've totally forgotten what it was. Are you expecting anything from the Mughals? Do you think they're going to be watching this with interest?
No, I've tried them, and as like I told them, it's like the only reason they would bring in a Muscovy player whose only expansion is through me and you have half his cores. It's like they're gonna attack you, man. Arabia's gonna get attacked. And he's like, he's like, I got rebel problems. So I'm like, all right, cool. Hope those rebels don't bite you in the ass when you're ganged up on by 3 people.
If anyone in this game has rebel problems right now, it's Val. Have you seen Denmark recently?
Yeah, he's just been getting crushed by. So, like, this war is literally this stall. So, alrighty then. Well, game on. I will talk to you.
Good luck. Yeah, I want to take a look at Val's rebel problems in a moment as well. And I want to have a look in Africa. I want to see if the Europeans are trying to muster any kind of resistance to the African expansion. I doubt it. The problem that the Africans are going to face is they're only actually able to take one province. So they're going to be occupying one place, which I don't think is going to drive up war score enough to basically force the Europeans out. So what might happen here is the Europeans fight the Commonwealth, beat the Commonwealth, maybe, and then basically turn around and go and slap Africa around a bit. But then again, they have to land there. They have to get there. And I don't know for sure if Andalusia would give them access. So they would have to arrive by sea, and all of the coastal provinces are already going to be occupied, which means they have to force a naval landing. That's not easy. And Portugal's not in the war, so that's doubly not easy. Depending, of course, on where the African armies are. Okay, so this is the attack into Memel. I was trying to see what their maneuver is. They actually have a level 6 maneuver, but whether that's the general, I don't know. Oh, and there is a Dutch province there. So Congo have taken that. Mali has taken that. The Dutch have actually taken the coast of Sakalava. I had not noticed them do that. Interesting, interesting. Muscovy taking a lot of the north here. What is Denmark doing? Denmark is trying to retake some of their forts, but that 40,000 man stack is just sitting in Copenhagen. Now, is Denmark going to cross? That's not going to be a straight crossing. That's just going to be 30,000 against 40,000. And they are particularists, which aren't the best soldiers. So how is Commonwealth's manpower? They are down to 50,000. Prussia is pretty much tapped. The Netherlands is having a disaster. Go, court and country. Although... And rebels that are close to enforcing demands. Wait, what? Let's take a quick look at that. The Malafali separatists. 86% towards enforcing demands. So where are the Malafali separatists? That's the Sakala. Oh, there they are. So it'll be taking a province down in Madagascar. So they took the territory and they're promptly going to lose it again. But they still have 20,000 manpower, so they're not looking too bad. Italy is still at 46,000. I would say that Italy is coming out of this looking the strongest. Andalusia is completely tapped, and as we saw, Andalusia was stack wiped and Portugal's completely tapped. Like, these two have really invested a lot into this war. I think Italy has been playing this one very cautiously, and I wonder what their true objective here is. Because they have not been involved in very many of the big battles, I don't think. Otherwise they would have lost a lot more men. Although they're about to get... Nope, see, they're running immediately. Oh, nope, they're staying. Are they going to rally? 60,000 against 100,000. This is a Highland territory. It's a -1 for the Italians. 110 discipline, 5.2 morale. Their morale is quite a lot lower than the morale of some of their allies. 120,000 against 80,000. Commonwealth bringing in reinforcements. Italy, okay, Italy is fighting it. Bringing in additional troops. Vijayanagars, Condottieri are on the way. Arabia not reacting very quickly there. And I think they probably needed to. Andalusia is on the way. Portugal's on the way. Italy's over there, but that's a siege that's very nearly done. So that is entirely reasonable. 125,000 infantry versus 80,000. Again, this is going to be down to whether the Commonwealth can maintain their front line. This is down to just killing power. Can they kill enough of the infantry to get at the artillery behind? And they're now at a -2 because they're river crossing across here. The only way around that would have been via Rakibors, I think. So that would have been difficult. But it does look like the Commonwealth is rapidly losing manpower here. But the damage being inflicted, and it's like 200 against 2,000 we were seeing there in that tick. Both sides rolling quite low on the rolls. Yeah, Commonwealth is definitely starting to lose a lot of troops. But this is in Commonwealth's favour. Like, this -2 is fantastic for them. Here comes Ireland. Here comes Helra, the mighty Helra. 2,000 men. And the Italians have it. But at what cost? That was pretty expensive. Actually, Italy didn't lose that much manpower. I'm actually surprised with how resilient the Italian armies are. Meanwhile, the Commonwealth are tapped. That's it, gone. 68,000 of the 68,000. So we are now reaching like the critical levels for the Commonwealth. They do still have a lot of professionalism to burn down, and in fact they have done so already, which is going to allow them to recover some manpower. I do wonder if the Commonwealth is going to start using mercenaries at all. I somewhat suspect they probably won't. They'd rather go through the professionalism first. Easy. Meanwhile, Muscovy continues to rebound. I'm going to laugh so hard if Muscovy actually takes land here. I'm wondering what the game plan is, because I know Muscovy still has their cores, because they were never removed. I suspect Muscovy just wants to reconnect the territories. But at that point, Muscovy is basically going to be a massive rival for the Commonwealth, and Muscovy is going to be entirely reliant on their allies in the west. I don't know if they would necessarily care about Muscovy surviving, so we shall see. There seem to be just a few player versus player wars. Well, there's actually just two. There's the world versus the Commonwealth. If we hover over this, it's all the red versus all the green. Like, that is a colossal war. France was on the Commonwealth side, but have pieced out because they were completely surrounded and isolated. And then we have the African states against the Europeans, who are currently busy fighting the Commonwealth. So I'm very curious to see what Africa manages to do here. This could well be Africa kicking Europe out of Africa, which would be a very interesting outcome. Actually, if we go to Mali, they're currently on a +6 war score, but they are going to struggle to increase that. They do have the war goal, so they can get it up further. But whether the Dutch would ever actually accept that peace, I don't know. Let's zoom back in again. And click on you, just because that is where the most interesting stuff is happening. Yes, I am the Drew Journal. Does Drew actually commentate multiplayer games? I know at ParadoxCon I was talking to him about it, because he was wondering how to grow his channel and kind of broach new subjects. I was saying, do like the Dev Clash, commentate multiplayer. And if he's not going to do it, I'll do it. I quite enjoy it. Plus it means that I can interact with you guys a lot more easily, which I do enjoy doing too. Vijay, you are a god, by the way. Okay. What's Vijay doing, which is godlike? Pushing out ahead with his 20,000 condottieri stack. Oh, he might be financing. I wonder if Vijay is financing. So if we take a look at this, then we go to the diplomatic expenses. No. No subsidies. Wait, not even Muscovy anymore? No, it's not paying Muscovy anymore. Interesting. Alright, so the Commonwealth is now at 50%. I think sometime soon Commonwealth probably should unconditional. Because that's going to force these guys to make a peace deal. Because right now they're just pushing across the country causing devastation. And if I know that guy, probably scorched earthing as he goes. Because he wants to try and do as much economic damage as possible. If you unconditional, then the Allies have a 1 minute time to make a peace deal. And then they start suffering war exhaustion. Like, significant war exhaustion. Am I by any chance excited for Thursday? Quite possibly, Zay. Like, I haven't actually announced what is happening on Thursday. I've just been kind of building up a little bit of hype, saying there's a big thing happening on Thursday and it's going to be amazing. But they don't know what it is yet. But yes, I am super excited. Have we got any more details about that? I haven't actually checked the document for a bit. Let's have a quick look. Ooh, interesting. Whoops, I'm lagging behind. Alright, so that was a peace deal that was just rejected. 6.6 war exhaustion for the Prussians. I mean, Commonwealth still only on 1.9. Commonwealth still looking pretty good. I guess another question here is how many cores Muscovy still has. Actually, not a huge number. Not as many as I would have expected. I mean, enough to reform Muscovy for sure, but not enough to form Russia. Which I think was their ultimate goal. Commonwealth still has a lot of manpower. I mean, if we look at the stats again, 446,000 lost on the Commonwealth side, 1.3 million lost on the coalition side. That's basically 1 to 3 kills. And then 23,000 attrition on the Commonwealth and 340,000 attrition on the coalitions. Arabia's at 141,000, so I think Arabia's being smarter about their movement now, which is good. They're learning from their mistakes. They're still moving around with very, very large stacks. But it's hard to balance at this point because you do need massive stacks, otherwise you just get stack wiped as soon as the Commonwealth engages you. But moving around with 110,000, like, you never need to do that.